Hi everyone, so I'm just coming on here because I want to give you some summer reads that I really enjoyed. Some of these are going to be ones you've heard me talk about before. Many of these are kind of famous book talk books, so none of them should really be a surprise. All right, let's get started. If you are looking for a good YA thriller, I would say One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. That was really fun. It was kind of like The Breakfast Club meets a murder mystery thriller. Or else, and I've talked about this series before, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Really fun. If you're looking for more of a grown-up adult thriller, I would say The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell is really good. Also, Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. I know this is the third time I'm mentioning that book, but I do think it is a fun summer read. Hi, I'm just coming on here real quick because since I made the other video, I finished another book that I think is a good summer read, summer beach read. It's called Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulik. It's all over Book Talk. I saw it a lot of people like it, so you might. It's a story of a girl who's very troubled, who goes to be a nanny at a house, and of course, you know, there's things that are like a little bit insidious. Are there ghosts? Are they gaslighting her? What's going on? It's like one of those. But it was clever. It was good. I found the main character annoying, and her insistence that everybody believe her about ghosts seemed very far-fetched to me because I struggle with believing that stuff. But if you can suspend your disbelief, it's a pretty fun book, and I recommend it for the summer. If you do want a thriller that's short and dark, but also funny, and an incredibly interesting take on the whole genre, you should definitely read My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. This one is very, very different, but it is, like I said, it's very short. It's a great beach read. It kind of gets into all these issues: sisterly affection, sibling rivalry, jealousy, and all these emotions that are in there. But it's really good. If you like a thriller and you just want like a fast-paced beach read, I recommended The Island by Adrienne McKinty many times. That you'll read in one sitting, or else Survive the Night by Riley Sager. Again, you'll probably read that in one sitting. Do you like romance? Let's get into romance. First and foremost, recommend Emily Henry. I think Book Lovers is still my favorite of her books, but they're all good. You cannot go wrong with Emily Henry. If you like a second chance romance, I recommend Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. That one's lovely. If you like fake dating, I recommend Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. If you like enemies to lovers, I recommend Love Theoretically by Allie Hazelwood. If you like friends to lovers, I recommend Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. If you liked The Queen's Gambit and you also would like a YA romance that feels grown up but doesn't have a lot of graphic spice, I recommend Check and Mate by Allie Hazelwood. Do you like an Omegaverse fantasy romance that has lots of spice but also werewolves and vampires? Then I recommend Bride by Allie Hazelwood. And speaking of fantasy, if you are looking to get into a series and you haven't yet read A Court of Thorn and Roses, it's time. But if you want a book that is fantasy but is not part of a series, I recommend The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. And I also recommend, this is a really heartwarming one, The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. It's impossible not to love that book. It's very sweet. If you are looking for what I would call like a thinker book, like a what if this happened type of book, I recommend The Measure by Nikki Erlich, which was my favorite book of 2021. It is really good. Definitely makes you think, definitely makes you feel things. Also The Midnight Library. I've never met anyone in person that didn't like that book. I know there's some hate for it on Book Talk, but people that I actually talked to about it love that book. It's really good. Do you want to read something that has a very good adaptation on a streaming service? Then I would recommend Normal People, which has a very, very faithful adaptation on Hulu. I would recommend One Day, which has a very faithful adaptation on Netflix. Or I would recommend Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which also has a very, very good adaptation. So you can't go wrong with those. Do you want a book about women kicking butt despite adversity? I would recommend Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. I know there is an adaptation of that too, but I haven't watched it, so I can't attest to its quality. I'd also recommend Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple. I've talked about that one before. That one also has a film adaptation, but I have not heard good things about it, so I don't recommend it, but the book is... If you're looking for something a little more intense with a little more teeth, I recommend Circe. It's not quite a fluffy beach read, but it's definitely got summer beach vibes, what with her chillin' on Aiea. It's impossible not to love that book. If you're looking for something that's easy to read but is a little bit deeper and will stick with you for the rest of the year and maybe beyond, both of these books really have stuck with me. I've talked about them before. If you haven't yet read Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt, this is your sign to do it. And also Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. All right, and that's it for this video. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Please let me know if you do read any of these books, what you think, and if you have any other recommendations that you would add to this list. I'll see you next time. Bye.